Do you want to be that person who can boldly claim that they train twice a day on the regular, and in the process earn the respect of all these mere mortals that surround you? Well then look no further, as this video is for you.
Touchdown at Lift in Edinburgh, just ahead of 7 in the morning, and I'm here for my upper body session, which is session number 1 of 2 today, Turbo Trainer this evening, which you'll see with your own eyes. So I've got some pull-ups, I've got some pressing, I've got some rowing, and I have some core work. So let's head downstairs and crack on. Okay, so gym session complete, and actually quite pleased with how everything is moving. Genuinely starting to feel like I'm getting my rhythm back post Double Brutal. And yes, what a broken record. He's still talking about that. But it is worth mentioning that psychologically, I am still not in a slump, but the recovery is still ongoing, and I'm only now really starting to get my rhythm back with training. But nonetheless, today felt good. Gonna head into the office, be there just before 9, and then we'll properly get into today's video. However, before I do that, I want to make one thing crystal clear, which is that you should have a reason to be training twice in one day. The fitness industry has led people to believe that if you're not training twice in a day, you might feel that you're not working hard enough. That is not the case. What determines your training volume is your athletic ambitions, your goals, your experience, and your tolerance for volume. So before we dive into the reasons how you can train twice in one day efficiently, ask yourself the question whether you need to be doing it in the first place, whether it's once a week, whether it's twice a week, whether it's 3 times a week, or whether it's none at all. In which case you can watch this video purely academically, but I will see you at the office to cover point number 1, which is how to structure your day.
So, point number 1 is how important it is to structure your day. And I like to use my Outlook calendar, as I used to work in a global multinational, so no better. As you can see from the schedule, everything is mapped out by the hour from 9 in the office, which is just now, until 5, when I expect to be wrapping things up for the evening to get home for my second session of the day. So, as you can see, put my training in there at 7 AM. If you come this far without realizing that's happened, then I'd change your glasses prescription. And for the next hour and a half, I'm going to sit down and get on with some programming for our Omnia Performance athletes. intermittent with trying to get Metallica tour tickets for next year, but that's neither here nor there. So going to program people's Mondays in on a Thursday so that they know what they're doing next week, and then we'll review and map out the rest of the week when Monday comes. If you're interested in online hybrid coaching, then head to the link down below where Johnny or myself can look after you. Anyway, the importance of structuring your day is 1, so you have clarity on what you're doing and there's no surprises. 2, it means you are undistracted in those periods of time and you are not therefore taking longer to do a task which should take X amount of time. That's a mistake I've made in the past when going off just to-do lists rather than time blocking specifically. And it means that you have blocked out time in your calendar where you know what time you're training. You know that if you hit 5 o'clock and you said that's it for the day, even if you haven't got through everything that you expected to, there might be some circumstances that you didn't expect. So it is what it is. Off you go for your second session of the day because it was time blocked. If you can build that as a habit, then it gives you a lot more control and power over your day, and is something that I am absolutely religiously devout to, where I time block things the night before, sometimes if I've got a busy week, even on the Sunday for the whole week. So prioritize, to-do list, drop that to-do list into the week in time blocks, and if you can't do everything in a week, then carry it over into the next. But that's why priorities are important. On to point number 2.
Okay, so the time is 5:30 and we've just left the office heading back to the car to drive back home to get on the turbo for some turbo training. And point number 2 is an important one. It is to stay hydrated, as there are electrolytes in there throughout the day, which I have been doing, and then make sure that you are well fueled for your second session. The mistake a lot of people make is assuming that main meal time will see you through. You're gonna need a little bit more fuel in you to be optimal, so make sure to bear it in mind. I have had a banana, which I ate without filming, so just imagine I'm Donkey Kong and that there is a banana here, okay? And I'm having a store-bought protein shake, which is thoroughly disappointing. So I'm gonna head back to the car and see you at the house. So point number 3 is to be well prepared, and aside from the obvious laying your stuff out the night before, yes, it is your mother speaking, you need to reduce friction throughout the day, throughout the morning, throughout the evening. So as you can see, I've walked in, I've had my bib shorts ready to go, I've dropped my stuff, I've changed into my bib shorts, and here I am with my turbo set up and my Zwift session preloaded last night and ready to go. All I had to do was open up the app, click start, let's go, custom workout, start, and then get on the bike. Like, could have been smoother, but so, and that is me. In through the door, having got home, spending a day at the office, ready to go, getting this out of the way, and then I can unwind for the evening. As the saying goes, I believe it was Socrates Gandhi that said this: fail to prepare, prepare to fail. So it's just gone 7:30, and as you can see, I am fairly buzzed, as we say north of the border in the UK. And yeah, I'm blowing. So that was a fairly focused interval session, which draws me nicely onto point number 4, which is make sure that you have a plan and make sure that it's accessible. You don't want to buy a plan that sounds fantastic but creates a lot of friction in your day-to-day life, because you'll just get frustrated about not being able to adhere to it. It's all well and good saying, yes, I'm going to go to the gym twice in the day, I'm going to make it to the pool this evening. But if that takes you a lot out of your way, if it stops you getting home to your family, to your kids, then it's not going to be practical and it's not going to be sustainable. The best athletes out there are the most sustainable ones because they are the most realistic about what can be achieved. And that's where a focused training plan, training program around your lifestyle can be very, very valuable. There's There's going to be some of you wanting to comment, oh, well, this is all well and good, but I have a family and kids. And yes, that might be the case, but I obviously don't. So this is through my lens, but I know a lot of people that manage a huge amount of training volume around family and kids. It all comes down to priorities, accessibility, and having a plan that works for you. If you can't make it to the swimming pool in the evenings on a Thursday, stop trying to make it to the swimming pool on a Thursday evening. Be realistic, be adaptable, and make sure that you're being realistic and accessible with what you're doing. What's also critical is at the end of each week, after each couple of days, to assess how you're feeling, assess how you're responding, assess the practicality of what you're doing, and change it if it isn't working. What works for me might not necessarily work for you. What works for Mike O'Hearn might not necessarily work for you, and what works for Bradley Wiggins, for the vast majority of you watching, probably isn't going to work for you. So you need to work around your individuality and make sure you're assessing what is realistic, practical, and suitable for you and your abilities on a week-by-week basis. And with that being said, thank you to all of you that turn up on a week-by-week basis to this channel right here. And if you're not yet one of those people, please do make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. Whether you're subscribed or not at this point, please do hit the like button. Drop your comments, thoughts, feelings, or suggestions so that other people can get the best out of their training and determine whether 2-a-days are for them. And if so, let's share some advice in the comments down below on how we can get the best out of one another and charge towards our hybrid training goals. Anyway, that's it from me. I'm going to shower, and at just coming up to 7:45, I am going to finally unwind for the evening. Thank you very much, and goodbye.